G'day, mate.
Hey,
How we doing?
good yourself?
Oh, mate, I couldn't complain. It's a beautiful sunny day down under. It's getting warm down here. As a ginger man, it's hard to kind of go out in the sun, but yeah, we make do. We make do. What about yourself? How's it like in your neck of the
Yeah,
woods?
you guys are going towards the summer, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's just kicking up now, so we're getting into those. I guess for you guys, be close to 95, 105-degree days.
Well, here we use Celsius,
Oh,
so
Celsius, so do we. 35. Well, it was
yeah.
35 yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
so that's hot. That's pretty
yeah,
hot. I
yeah.
mean, yeah, today is pretty unusual. It's like above 20 Celsius, but yeah, usually it gets colder around this time of the year here. Yeah, mid-October, it's at night it gets close to freezing point.
Yeah. Just like down here, mate. I understand completely. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. I can't believe the new album is out in less than 10 days. That's, well, 10 days to the dot, actually. Are you guys excited for that one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's been a long time since we've released an album, so it's always a good time for us. And yeah, it's a very joyful moment to finally get it out in the open and share it with the world. So.
Yeah. Do you still get those nerves after all these years releasing something new to the public, or has that kind of gone the way of the dinosaur for you guys?
No, I mean, of course, we're still anxious because like I guess it's just a normal feeling to want to be validated and so yeah, the even though we pretty much have always made music for ourselves first, I guess now we acknowledge our fan base they're important for us, so. Yeah, we always wish that they will like the new material and the music we've created for sure.
Yeah. And when you say you're writing music for us, is it hard to find that balance between kind of wanting to do what you guys want to do and keeping true to that kind of despised icon sound at the end of the day, or if you kind of worked out that magic formula where it all does kind of mesh but still evolves?
Well, it's kind of funny you're bringing that up because I guess after close to 25 years, we are aware that we have our own sound,
Mm.
that I guess we crafted over the years just by the fact that we are ourselves. But yeah, we I think on this record we tried to push the envelope a little bit,
Yeah.
and we tried some newer stuff. And whenever we start to write something that's just a tad different from what we're used to, yeah, it gets in my mind, and I'm like, is this gonna work? But as soon as let's say for a song that it's complete with the vocals and everything, that's where it just makes sense and it sounds like us,
Yeah.
like even though I try to be a little different, like there's always all these elements that will just make us sound like the Spies Icon.
Does it ever get hard being the guitarist, like putting the song together? You hear it, you got the drums, everything's behind it. Is it hard to know if the song's going to be any good until you hear the vocals on it? I'm a vocalist myself, so I always come in last. So I hear the song, go, right, this is what I'm going to do. But I've never thought about it from your eyes, where you're like, cool, got this song out. I think it sounds great, but I haven't heard the vocals yet. I don't know how it's actually going to go. Do you ever get that feeling, or you've got a bit of a rough idea?
I used to, but now let's say that I've been working with Alex, one of the vocalists,
Mm-hmm.
for so many years now that I know that once the vocals are gonna be on the music, over the music, it's just gonna bring it to another level or make it even better. I have that. I'm at that level of confidence now with
Yeah.
working with my vocalists. So and sometimes it's the opposite. If I'm like for a certain song, after a while, I'm like, meh, not sure if and then they put on the vocal tracks, and I'm like, wow, okay, now this is my favorite song now.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. And what about when you got Matt Honeycutt come in from Kublai Khan on the track? How was that? Like, how'd that come together and like putting that? Because, geez, it really just kind of fit at the end of the day. It just felt like a despised icon song, even though you had, someone come into it. It just worked beautifully.
Yeah, well, it's funny because when we write the music, it was mostly Alex, the other vocalist, and one of the vocalists and I who wrote most of the music. Um, when we wrote that part, we sometimes you just hear it, I'm like,
Mm,
wow, because we're friends with Matt. We toured with Kublai Kai in the past, and I was like, man, like this has some Kublai Khan vibes, so why don't we just ask him, if he'd be down to do a song with us, and then Alex put the lyrics together, and he purposely left this part of the song blank for Matt to come up with his own lines.
cool.
So, and I think it makes it even more genuine because he's not singing someone else's lines. He's
Yeah.
singing his own lines. He wrote his lines the same way he probably writes music for Kublai Khan.
Mm.
So, yeah.
No, that's important. I'm glad you mentioned that as well because Matt is a very passionate guy when he sings. So, and I thought when he came in, it felt like he was just stepping into his own song. Makes sense now. If he got the chance to write his own lyrics, he's pouring his own emotion out into that one. So, well done because it really, really makes that track stand out and is powerful on the album too. No, but
Yeah.
it's a good one. But and going forward, because you mentioned you guys keeping your own sound while trying to push forward the genre as a whole, because you guys have been around since the start, right? Start of deathcore kind of becoming a big thing, and you've still got that classic sound of death metal with hardcore music, which has kind of disappeared from a lot of deathcore at the end of the day. But that's how things work, right? They evolve. How have
Yeah.
you kind of seen, especially in the last 5 years since the pandemic, deathcore? I don't know, maybe it was because we were all locked up. Deathcore's actually just become more popular than ever. We know, like, when Into the Hellfire came out, we saw a big rise in that. But have you noticed the whole scene as a whole has kind of lifted up and more people? I'm seeing people that I never think would be into heavy metal going out to all these deathcore gigs and that now. I'm like, where did these kids come from? Like, it's kind of wild to me.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Lorna Shore, and I think they are a big part of it, and I'm super, for me, it's a great thing when a band like this explodes and just um, have all these uh, like I'm looking for the right word, but these non-initiated people to
Mm,
metal, to come in and be part of it, and we've seen it with them, whether it's because of social media, or TikTok or whatever, or the fact that Will Ramos, their singer, he's all, I guess he's an influencer, like
yeah.
he has his own following, or people just like him. And the fact that he's able to, with his band, to attract all these people to and become a gateway to metal music, that's amazing. And yeah, and I guess it's funny because to me, I mean, I've been around long enough to see that there are always some cycles.
Hmm.
Like right now, I see this resurgence of like 90s old school death metal bands like Obituary or DSI, new bands like Sanguisugabog or Frozen Soul. They
Yep.
they 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 are reminiscent of this type of death metal that was popular like 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess right now we're in a time where deathcore has this resurgence of popularity, and it's just great.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And it's even the other side of deathcore, hardcore's even popped up with bands like Knock Loose. Like, who would ever think that a band like Knock Loose would appear on Jimmy Kimmel to a wide audience? It's kind of crazy that both the death
Yeah,
metal, hardcore, and then deathcore as a whole have just
yeah,
rised up.
and being Grammy nominated,
Yeah,
that's great. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. It's just It's great. We just played this festival like a month ago with Lorna Shore actually headlining the festival. But there were bands like Cannibal Corpse and Madball and the Black Dahlia Murder
Yeah.
and Kublai Khan was there too. And it's just it was massive, you know, like 5,000 to 6,000 people in a parking lot. Just like yeah, it was great, you know.
Yeah. And have you guys gotten used to the moniker yet of the Godfathers of Deathcore? Because when you kind of trace Deathcore back to its roots, Despised Icons always thrown in. I've never not seen your guys' name thrown in there. Have you embraced that, or are you still kind of like, no, we weren't. We were just around early. Like, how do you feel about getting called that when people look back?
Well, I guess after all these years, I'm able now to understand it and
Mhm.
I kind of embrace it, as you say, because even though we were not aware of what we were doing back then in 2001, 2002, yeah, I guess it just makes sense that we are associated with that and it's. I guess it's become some sort of even a pride, you know. Like I
Mm.
mean, good, you know. And to see, like you mentioned earlier, like the way it evolved, and now deathcore probably means or sound very different from what we are to a lot of people. It's all good, you know. And yeah, just yeah. I think in a humble way, I embrace it, and I'm kind of proud of it, you know.
Yeah. No, because it has come a long way, and it's good to see you stay true to the sound. Because there was a while there where they were even adding a lot of clean vocals into deathcore. We'll get deathcore ballads on some albums. Whitechapel comes to mind straight away. Do you guys ever think about toying with that, or you're like, nah, that's not for us?
Well, actually, Alex, he did like one snippet on the previous album, and he did like I think like a couple lines on two songs on the new album. But it's not just for the sake of adding clean vocals. I think the part or the music part just called for it,
Mm.
and it made sense. And it wasn't like we weren't like pushing it or you know trying to force it onto the music on the song. But yeah, because it's always been our approach, you know, we're open to anything, you know, like we have like some black metal influences on
Oh
this
yeah,
new album and the new track we just released
the
last week, you
apparition. Yeah.
know, and we even invited an Australian keyboard player to play on one of the songs. You know, Mystique.
Oh
She's
yeah.
well, she's featured on one of our songs on the new album. You know,
Oh,
so
there we go. Hell yeah, reach all around the world, mate. I love that. Absolutely love that. The Apparition was such a cool music video too. Like that was a brilliant song, and that was one of those ones where it felt new, black metal influence for sure, but ended in the most hardcore kind of breakdown you could imagine, where it comes in and then it goes at half speed. Like that was an old school breakdown, which was great to kind of hear because this year in particular, and I'm glad you guys are here because every deathcore band in the world has released an album at the same time. Like, did you look at the release schedule? Like, you got Whitechapel, Paleface Swiss, Slaughter, Sign of the Swarm, Lorna Shore. Like, everyone did one, but you guys had to get, and you guys chose Halloween as well. So maybe you picked the best date to release the album after all. But it's been a big year. It's been a big year. Do you keep up with the modern scene when it comes to that as well?
well, I guess that's probably more like the label that will be more aware of that.
Mm.
Actually, maybe a little bit, but not that much because you know we just took our time. I guess we could have released that album a year before, but we just like decided to wait and work on it even more, work on the songs. We took our time, and yeah, I guess the most important thing for us was to because we're not a full-time touring band anymore. We tour once a year and we play a handful of shows every year, like 25 to 30 shows a year at the most. So it was important, at least for us, to have it out before our upcoming tour in the US, which starts November 4th, you know. So
Yeah.
hence that's why we push the release as far as possible. And I guess because albums are released on Fridays, well, Halloween just made sense for us, you know.
Yeah, no, it was a match made. But are you ready to play these new songs live? Have you kind of, you've remembered them? Because I'm assuming you record these all, ages and ages ago. Have you dusted off the guitar? Do you have many worked into the set yet from the new album?
Actually, we played two shows in the past months, one festival and one local show in northern Quebec here. The first single, Over My Dead Body, that features Matt from Kublai Khan, we broke it live two times. And the two other singles we just released, yeah, we've been rehearsing them for a couple weeks now. So
Cool.
yeah, I guess probably the first two, three shows they'll be a bit shaky, but we will find the sweet spot and then we'll be good to go.
No, I love that. Well, the new album is out October 31st. Links will be down in the description. Pre-save it, pre-order it, do everything you guys have got to do. But Eric, is there anything you want to say to the people before I let you go, especially to the Aussies that might be listening to this one?
Oh man, I mean, we love Australia. We've been there once in 2010. It's been like almost 15 years ago. We really, really want to come back and play for all our Australian fans. It's just a matter of making the time and the opportunities. And like I said, we're not a full-time touring band anymore, so sometimes it's gut wrenching, but we have to prioritize some markets or make the most out of the time we have. So it's always been US or North America and Europe, North America and Europe. But I really, really want to come back to Australia. So maybe we can combine this with like a Western Canadian tour or something, and then fly from Vancouver to Australia. That'd be great. So yeah, I'll talk to my boys and try to see if we can make it happen in the next year or so.
Beautiful, beautiful. And to all the Aussies watching, that means get out there, pre-save, pre-order, because you do those numbers, it helps the touring agents bring them down here. So, Eric, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Wish you all the best with the album release and good luck on tour. Cheers, mate.
Hey, Jai, thank you, man.
No, thanks, brother. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.